We've got some breaking news this morning, and it comes out of golf. Brooks Koepka has become the latest notable name to join the LIV Golf Invitational Series, and that's coming from multiple reports. He follows his brother Chase, as well as the likes of Phil Mickelson and Dustin Johnson, to lead the PGA Tour for the new Saudi-funded league. Brooks Koepka, four-time major winner, called out the media last week for casting a shadow over the U.S. Open with questions about LIV Golf. He is expected to play the second LIV Golf event next week here in the States, Pacific Northwest in Portland, Oregon. Gave you a couple names. There's a couple more, which includes Patrick Reed and Bryson DeChambeau. Major winners Sergio Garcia, Charles Schwartzel, and Louis Oosthuizen. And as time has gone on, the names and notables continue to grow and the list gets larger. All right, with more on the breaking news, analyst Doug Bell joining us here on CBS Sports HQ. So, Doug, what is your reaction to Brooks Koepka now joining the fray?
Well, Tommy, LIV Golf has hooked a big fish indeed, if this is indeed official, and it sounds like it is. I'm surprised on one hand, after listening to Brooks Koepka last week at the United States Open. He dispelled those questions and basically said, I'm sick of answering LIV questions because I'm not involved. I'm a PGA Tour guy. And then on the other hand, it looks like he jumps for major dollars to play with his brother and Bryson DeChambeau and others. So LIV is certainly growing. My sources at the PGA Tour, or at least cover the tour on a regular basis, say other big names could be coming out today as well. So this is big news that Brooks Koepka, four-time major champion, has jumped ship to LIV. I'm covering the Travelers Championship this week for PGA Tour Radio. I will be there. And right now, Brooks Koepka is in that field, has not withdrawn. Now, he cannot be suspended until he actually hits a shot in the LIV series. So we'll see what happens. But, Tommy, this is major news if a guy like Brooks Koepka now jumps ship to the LIV Tour.
And if it holds and he's expected to be at the Travelers and would be there, I don't think he can avoid those questions about LIV Golf. Again, under the premise that that happens, Doug, and you will be there, what do you anticipate the media scrum will be like?
Well, it was absolutely crazy at the United States Open because you had reporters who weren't sports reporters, who weren't golf reporters. They were there in major numbers and just peppering every player with these questions, including Brooks Koepka. I do think if this is indeed official, and Koepka will release a statement here in the next hour or so from what I'm told, he will withdraw from the Travelers Championship, and he'll tee it up in 2 weeks at Pumpkin Ridge in the second LIV event, the first one in the United States. So here's the deal with Brooks Koepka. He has always said that the major championships is what he plays for. When he won 4 out of 6 just a couple of years ago, 2 United States Opens, 2 PGA Championships. He always said he just couldn't get fired up for regular tour events. And obviously, since that incredible run that he had, the endorsement deals that he has signed have been extremely lucrative. So for whatever reason, if you add all this up, perhaps Brooks Koepka says, you know what, now I don't have to play as many events as I would normally have to on the PGA Tour. I'm going to jump for major dollars in the $150 to $200 million range, and I'll play the 4 major championships, which again is the big question as time rolls on, and it's moving pretty quickly these days. Will the LIV players in 2023 be allowed to play all of the major championships? I think a guy like Brooks Koepka and DeChambeau and others feel that they'll be allowed to do that. We shall see, Tommy. Again, this is not dying down. I thought maybe after the U.S. Open, the incredible finish that we had, and we were finally away from those questions as of Wednesday, I thought maybe we can get away from it. But I think we're jumping back into the Shark Tank. I don't think there's any question with the announcement today that Brooks Koepka is leaving the tour, the PGA Tour, for LIV Golf.
And it continues to be a hotly debated topic because of what you mentioned in terms of the ability at the moment to play in the 4 majors. But also, Doug, it always comes down to the money, right? And even though the U.S. Open upped its purse and even the winner getting north of $3 million, that is still roughly the winning one for Charles Schwartzel, who got $4 million plus added on team bonuses to get him near $5 million. So again, we're taking a look at what we expect there in Portland. If you're a LIV Golf advocate or proponent, that is what you're looking at compared to the PGA Tour with their highest U.S. Open figure being Matt Fitzpatrick winning at just over $3 million.
Well, Tommy, keep in mind now, Scottie Scheffler has already won more money in one single season on the PGA Tour than any other player in golf history. He's the #1 player in the world. He's won 4 times this season on the PGA Tour, finished 1 shot behind Matthew Fitzpatrick at the U.S. Open. He's the Masters champion. There's still a quarter of the season to go, including the FedEx Cup playoffs and ultimately the FedEx Cup, where the winner gets this massive payout by the PGA Tour. So when you say on one side, boy, LIV Golf is paying so much more than the PGA Tour, it's all relative, and the PGA Tour is certainly making great strides. I mean, just look at what Scottie Scheffler has bankrolled so far this season. So again, the debate rages on. It is all about money. That's the bottom line. And Sir Charles Barkley last week in an interview on Golf said it best. Listen, he would knock out his brother or a relative if somebody offered him $150 million. He just put it bluntly. And I think many of these golfers, including Brooks Koepka, feel the same way when they get that big check immediately, which is $150 to $200 million, this life-altering generational wealth paycheck. They're making the move. But again, you make more money, you play less. And so I think now with this announcement today, we know why the PGA Tour is being so aggressive in suspending these players. They are protecting their brand, and it is very, very important. They know these players that are on the verge of jumping. And again, let me reiterate, according to my sources who cover the PGA Tour on a regular basis, it may not be just Brooks Koepka today. We could have other big names jumping ship today and or tomorrow. So let's keep a close watch on this. This is major news in professional golf.
That's interesting, Doug, because if you do the legwork, we looked this morning, our newsroom, and we looked at Brooks Koepka's social media channels, and he scrubbed everything with the PGA Tour. So maybe if you look at big names and those things are taken off, could be an indicator. And if that's the case, we're going to bring you back with more breaking news. But Doug Bell joining us here with Brooks Koepka again. All roads look like he's headed to LIV Golf there after just competing at the U.S. Open at Brookline, Massachusetts. Again, the inaugural LIV Golf Invitational event was held in the London area, in which Charles Schwartzel won $4 million, a few hundred more thousand in team bonuses. That's the setup that they have with the shotgun start, 54 holes, and the team format. The next one scheduled again, the end of this month, bleeding into next month at Pumpkin Ridge Golf Course in Portland, Oregon.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.